Okay, so here's another joke, and this is one I heard in, I think it was high school, but it may have been grade school, like maybe junior high or elementary school, but I think it doesn't really matter. But could have been eighth grade or seventh grade, I don't know, but or high school. But in this joke, so there's these people are on the job or whatever, they're working, and one of them says to the other guy, he says, there's a new type of bird flying around these days. It's just started to, come into the area. And it's an invasive species, and it's called the Poo Bird. And also, let me just say, for the purpose of this joke, right? So I won't offend anybody with the YouTube guidelines and everything. So the S word, it starts with S. The second letter is H. You know what I'm talking about? It's a four-letter word. It's like a dirty word, right? So we are going to make a substitute. So I'm going to use the letter Z instead of the letters SH in this S word. So instead of saying this word, I'm going to say zit. Okay, So this word, the substitute for this word now, this dirty word is zit. So anyway, this guy says there's this new bird flying around. It's an invasive species, and you really have to be careful because it's called the Poo Bird. And if it goes bird due on you and it lands on you, you can't wipe it off. You can't rub it off. And the guy goes, well, why not? What would happen, if I rub it off? He says, it'll like crackle and sizzle, and you'll catch on fire and it'll burn you up. So the guy says, well, what should I do then? I mean, if this Poo Bird zits on me, what am I going to do? And he says, his friend says, well, you just have to leave it on and just let it gradually, come off through normal processes. Like you'll eventually wash your clothes, but you can't rub it off. Whatever you do, you can't wipe it off. If it happens, just leave it on and don't do anything different. Just pretend it's not there, and you just take your clothes off normally at the end of the day and whatever. And the guy goes, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's just totally ridiculous. I don't think anybody would do that, what you're saying to do, or not to do, if you know what I mean. So, but the guy goes, hey, I'm serious. There's this new invasive species. I'm telling you again, it's the Poo Bird. And if it goes bird due on you, you cannot wipe it off. You cannot rub it off. Don't do that, or it'll start to sizzle and crackle and you catch on fire and it'll burn you and you'll be gone. So the guy goes out, he's walking out of his job to his car in the parking lot, and he's starting to see over the days and weeks, these Poo Birds are starting to come into the area more and more, and he can tell they're the Poo Birds. But he's been lucky, they've never really gone, bird due on him. But one day he's walking out, and there's this, a lot of Poo Birds flying around, and one of them goes bird due, and he's trying to see what's going on. Where's this bird due? It's kind of windy, but it's coming on. And he's trying to see if he can dodge, but all of a sudden it just lands on his shoulder. So he goes, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. I got this, bird due on my shoulder. And he has carrying around just some like paper towels anyway, because to blow his nose or whatever. But he's just, this is ridiculous. I'm just got to wipe this off. So he wipes and rubs it off, and it sizzles and crackles and catches on fire, and it burns him up, and he burns up. He's gone. And so his friend comes out. He sees what happened. His clothes are smoldering on the ground. He knows the Poo Bird got him, and that he tried to wipe it off, and the guy just didn't listen to him and obey his instructions. So the moral of the story is, if the poo zits, bear it. Okay? So that's a play on the old expression, if the shoe fits, wear it. If you didn't know that one. But anyway, so that's the end of the joke. Hope you enjoyed the punchline too, and thank you very much. Have a great time.